Hello, Robert from Progreen with an assembly guide to a KS16 knapsack manufactured by Micron. So straight out the box, what have we got? A tank with a strap, the pump handle, the lance, the connecting rod, the instructions, and inside the tank, remove the filter. We have the trigger, numerous spares, bits and pieces required, and the tube. So let's get going on. Number one, fit the handle and the lance retaining clip to the top of the air chamber. The three items that you're going to need will be this connecting rod. If you notice, it's got a long end and a short end. You'll be fitting the long end into this part here. You need the retaining clip, which is this piece here, and you'll also need a small split pin. If you'd like to move in for a close-up. Okay, so I'm going to place the retaining clip onto this part here. Then I'm going to push the connecting rod through. Just goes through there. Wobble it till it's located. Let's move round. There. The clip then clips onto there. And then you take a small split pin and you push it through the hole and you bend the split pin to make sure it's firmly located. Okay, the next part of the assembly, you take the handle, the washer, another split pin and a collar. Now, the first thing we're going to do is to put the handle into the hole at the base of the sprayer. Just jiggle that slightly, and at the same time put the short end of the connecting rod through the hole in the handle. You see it comes to an end there. You put the washer onto there, onto the short end, and there's another split pin to put through. And again, bend the end, which I'll just use a knife to do that, to secure to stop that coming out. You may prefer to use pliers. If you turn the knapsack upside down then, you'll see when it's in place there's a hole in the end of the handle and the collar has got a little pip in the bottom of it, whether you can see that. If you push the collar onto the handle, it'll locate into each other, and that handle then can't come back out again. So now the handle should be able to pump the knapsack up and down. The next step is to attach the hose, which is the same on both ends, it's the same on each end, to pull the collar up and attach that onto the end of the pump just by screwing it on like this until it's tight. So that tightens up, and then you attach the other end onto the back of the trigger. Now you know which is the back end because there's a little piece of metal here which you can slide over and keep the trigger permanently switched on if your hand starts to ache when spraying. So if you attach this end to the back of the trigger assembly, again push that in and screw that up till it's tight. So after you've done that, just make sure that you have got this piece of metal on top of this tube here, so it will allow it to slot in like that and hold the trigger on if you so wish. If you keep this underneath when you put the pipe on, you'll never be able to do that. Make sure both this end and this end are tight to prevent any leakage whilst spraying. Next step is to take the lance. There should be a black rubber washer on the end. Put that into the end here and just tighten up the metal lance like this. And again, make sure that's tight, else it'll leak. And also make sure that you tighten it up with the sprayer point being downwards, so it sprays in the right direction. Just tighten that up. That's it. You can turn it at the end like that just to get it so it goes along the line and then points downwards at the end. So we're ready to spray. There are a few spares left, which some spare O-rings and some spare washers if you need to service any fittings or pumps. The straps are adjustable. The second strap has a hook on the bottom, so when you've got it on your shoulders you can merely just hook it under like that, and so one person can put the knapsack on comfortably. Build up pressure by pumping the knapsack like that when it's on your back and it's ready to spray. The only other thing remaining to say is when you're not using the lance, sometimes it's useful to clip it onto the back here. There's another bracket which turns around, and there's a nice way of storing the lance out of harm's way. So happy spraying, and that's the assembly instructions for KS16.